Hello everyone, welcome to EDUSOFT. Today is our third session for PANDAS. Before this, we have already completed full sessions on NumPy. In PANDAS, we have completed session 1, Basic Concepts and Fundamentals of PANDAS, and session 2, Read and Write CSV file and Excel file. In this session, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn how to handle missing values, how to merge data frames. Coming to our first topic, that is handling missing values. Here we are going to discuss about two functions, that is drop NA function and the second one is fill NA function. In drop NA function, what does this function will do? This method will drop the null values NA और NAN. NA का क्या मतलब होता है? Not available value. NAN stands for not a number value. Fill NA function. This fill NA method replaces the null value with a specified value. अगर आपके पास कोई डेटा फ्रेम है तो उसके अंदर जितनी भी आपकी null value होंगी, drop NA function will drop those null values. Fill NA function का क्या रोल होता है? It will replace that null value with a specified value. Drop NA function. Null values in CSV file are often displayed as NaN. Drop NA method allows us to analyze and drop rows and columns with null values. It drops rows with at least one null value. You can see syntax over here. Data frame name dot drop NA. First parameter is axis. By default, your axis is always 0. So if you give axis equal to 1, the null values along columns will be dropped. If you give axis equal to 0, the null values along rows will be dropped. Second important parameter is how. Here, how equal to any. It means if there is NaN value in the whole row will be dropped. So if you want to drop the whole row containing every value as null, what parameter you have to use? You have to use how parameter. Third parameter is thresh. Thresh equals to none over here. If you give thresh equal to 1, then all the single value in data frame will be deleted. You can give thresh as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on accordingly. Fourth parameter is subset. So, by putting subset equal to any column's name, we can drop null value along the set column. If you want to drop null value along the required column, what you have to do? You have to give the name of that required column in the subset and all the null values along that column will be dropped. So these are the important arguments or parameters of drop NA function to handle the missing data. Second method is fill NA function. You can see syntax over here, data frame name dot fill NA. First parameter as value, second parameter as method, third parameter as axis and fourth parameter as in place. So what does this first parameter value will do? It will specify the value to replace the null values with. Second most important parameter in this is axis. So by default, your axis is equal to 0. The axis to fill the null values along with. Means if you want to fill the null values along the column, so for that, you have to give axis equal to 1. If you want to fill the null values along the rows, you have to give axis equal to 0. Third important parameter in fill NA function is in place. By default, it is always false. If you give in place equal to true, the values is replaced along the current data frame. If you give in place equal to false, it will return a copy of the data frame where values is replaced. Now coming to merge operations of data frames of PANDAS. For this, what method we are going to use? We are going to use merge method. The merge method updates the content of two data frames by merging them together. This method does not change the original data frame. तो मर्ज ऑपरेशन के बाद जो भी आपका डेटा चेंज होगा वो आपका एक नया डेटा फ्रेम फॉर्म होगा. दिस मेथड डज नॉट चेंज द ओरिजिनल डेटा फ्रेम. जो आपका ओरिजिनल डेटा फ्रेम है उसमें कोई भी चेंज नहीं होगा. कमिंग टू नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज रिप्लेस वैल्यूज. For this, what method we are going to use? We are going to use replace method. The replace method searches data frame and replaces every value with the specified value. So if you want to replace any value with the required value, what method you are going to use? You are going to use replace method. Now coming to Jupyter Notebook, where we are going to do practical implementation of all the methods we have seen till now. Let us consider the data of a survey in a school. Students often do not share all the informations related to them. Let us see how we can handle the missing values using pandas. So before starting on pandas, what we have to do, we have to import pandas as PD. Now we have to create a data frame, that is df pd dot read csv. We are going to use csv file here. Now after that, what I want to print my data frame, that is df. And you can see output over here: name, roll number, age, height and weight. You can see one none value in weight in Samir. You can see three none values, weight, height and age in Rohit. And there is one none value in row number 6, that is Garima. After this, what I want to drop the none values, all the none values. So what function I'm going to use? I'm going to use drop na function. Here you can see output as this. तो जितनी भी आपकी नन वैल्यूज थी वो सारी रोज जो है वो ड्रॉप हो चुकी है. So what this function drop any will do? It will drop all the rows having the none values. Now what I want to drop the none values along the columns. So what parameter I have to pass? We have to pass drop na, and within drop na, x is equal to 1. By passing x is equal to 1, we are going to drop all the none values along the columns. You can drop all the none values along the rows by passing x is equal to 0. And by passing x is equal to 1, you can drop all the none values along the column. After this, I'm going to use another parameter, another important parameter, that is subset. So what if I want to drop the null values along the specified column? Here, I want to drop null values along age. So what parameter I have to give? I have to pass subset equal to name of that column in which I want to drop the null value. And you can see output as this. Null value in age is dropped over here. And you can see Samir के बाद Aditi आया. पहले क्या था हमारा जो डेटा फ्रेम था? We have Samir, Rohit and Aditi. एज में जो नल वैल्यू है वो किसके पास है? वो रोहित के पास है. So the row Rohit is dropped from here. Coming to next parameter, that is how. Now what I want to drop the whole row. So what we have to use? We have to use parameter how. If I put how equal to any से क्या होगा कि सारी rows जिसमें null values है drop हो जाएंगी. If I put how equal to all, this will only drop the whole row containing all the none values. So this is my CSV file. What I'm going to do over here, I'm going to delete some of the values from here, Control plus S. Coming back to this file, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this program once again and you can see, जो आपकी रो नंबर 3 है, इसमें सारी वैल्यूज क्या है? नन वैल्यूज है. What I want now, I want to delete this whole row having all the values as none value. So what parameter I have to use? We have to use how parameter. df dot drop NA. Within this, how parameter, and within this, what if I want to give as any? So इससे आउटपुट क्या आएगा आपका? जितनी भी आपकी नन वैल्यूज थी, जितनी भी रोज में, वो सारी ड्रॉप हो गई है. What if I want to drop only the row that is having all the values as none value? So what parameter I have to pass? We have to pass how equal to all. And you can see output as this. तो जो रो जिसमें सारी वैल्यूज आपकी नन वैल्यू थी, वो पूरी रो आपकी ड्रॉप हो गई है. उसके अलावा जितने में वन नन वैल्यू थी, वो आपकी रो अभी भी है. सो समीर के बाद जो आपकी एक रो थी, उसमें क्या था कि सारी जो वैल्यू थी वो नन वैल्यू थी. सो हाउ इक्वल टू ऑल, दिस पैरामीटर व्हाट इट विल डू, it will delete the row or it will drop the row having all the values as none value. Coming to next function, that is fill NA function. It is used to fill values with a specified one. I want that all my none values will be filled by pandas. So what parameter I have to use? We have to use fill NA method. And within this, what we have to give? We have to give as pandas. So इससे क्या होगा कि आपकी जितनी भी नन वैल्यूज हैं, they are going to replace by pandas and you can see your output as this. वेट में आपकी नन वैल्यू थी, so here pandas. रो नंबर 3 जो आपकी थी, उसमें सारी आपकी नन वैल्यूज थी. सो ऑल दी नन वैल्यूज हियर आर रिप्लेस्ड बाय pandas and you can see height as pandas also. But what I want to fill particular data along any required column. So what we have to do? We have to do so by passing dictionary. And here you can see df dot fill any. Within this, how we can pass dictionary? We can pass dictionary as. Now we can see over here, age is having a null value. So I'm going to pass age, and after this, I want to change the null value in age as 23. And you can see output as this. So the null value in age is changed by 23. You can do so in other columns also by passing the dictionary with the required name of your column and the required value you want to change that value with. Coming to next method, that is replace method. So df dot replace, and within this, what we have to pass as a parameter? It contains two parameters. Number one is to replace and number second is value. In replace method, we have to give first parameter as to replace. It means the value we want to replace. And second parameter as the value by which we want to replace. So, to replace. What I want to replace? I want to replace 24. So, what I have to give in to replace as 24. And I want to replace this 24 as 25. So in value, what I have to give? I have to give 25 and you can see your output as this. All the values having 24 is replaced by the values of 25 over here. So in this way, you can handle the missing data in your data frame using pandas. Coming to next one, how we can merge two data frames in pandas. For this, we will going to learn about merge method and to generate new data frame using merge method in pandas. For this, what we have to do? Let's import pandas once again. Import pandas as PD. Now what we have to do? We have to create two data frames. Number one is PD dot data. Data frame. So here we are using data frame function of pandas, and within this, what I'm going to pass? I'm going to pass dictionary as this. A as 1, 2, 3, 4. And after this, I want to pass another variable as B. And for B, what I have to give? I have to pass as 10, 20, 30, 40. So we have to create two data frames, df1 and another data frame as df2. Before merging two data frames, one thing you should remember that one ID should be common in both data frames along which your data will going to merge. In this, A is common in both data frames df1 and df2, and here you can see C, and we can change this value as 50. In place of 20, I want to write 22. In place of 30, I want to write 45. And in place of 40, let's write 89. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to merge these data frames. So what we have to do, we have to use merge method. And within this merge method, what you have to pass is an argument df1, df2. I want to merge these both data frames, that is df1 and df2, on which parameter. So you have to give that also. I want to merge them alongside A. And you can see your output as this. So your data frames, that is df1 and df2, is merged over here. In this way, we can merge both data frames alongside any common ID in data frames. There are other important parameters in merge method which we are going to see. Another important parameter is how parameter. So before using this how parameter, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this value as 5. And now in how parameter, what I want to give as left. And you can see output as this. Here you can see in output your data, that is df1 data frame and df2 data frame, are merged according to the left, that is df1. This is your left df1 and this is your right df2. So if your data is going to merge according to left, that is a 1 2 3 4. In this case a की क्या वैल्यूज हैं 1 2 3 4. जो आपकी 4 वैल्यू है ये आपकी राइट डेटा फ्रेम, दैट इज df2 में नहीं है. सो इन प्लेस ऑफ दैट C की जगह पे क्या आ जाएगा, NaN वैल्यू आ जाएगी. What if I want to give right in place of left, and you can see your output is this. Now your data frame is going to merge according to df2. df2 में A की क्या वैल्यू रहेगी 1 2 3 5. लेकिन जो 5 का पैरामीटर है वो B में नहीं है. सो इन प्लेस ऑफ दैट B की क्या वैल्यू आ जाएगी, NaN वैल्यू आ जाएगी. So in this way, you can merge your data frame accordingly, df1, df2 dot merge method. If you have any doubt in this session, you can ask me. This is all about this session. In next session, that is session number 4, we will going to see how we can further analyze data in PANDAS. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thank you so much.